I don't know what it is. This might have to be with something of me playing too much, but looking at how people are playing this weekend compared to other weekends makes just things like trials just not seem that enjoyable. And one of them might be the meta. It definitely is the meta. It's just really stale and boring how you kind of have to play Void Titan at this point. Imagine going back to Wormhusk, but imagine that they never nerfed Wormhusk. How enjoyable would PvP be for you, you think? All you had to do is just dodge, and you would be full health and get an overshield. Now, it's the same thing kinda. You just place down your barricade at any point, but on top of that you get a barrier. This has of course been a thing since Void 3.0 came out, so since Witch Queen came out in general. But of course, some of these things are gonna change, like Antaeus wards on Void Titan. You can't really use both at the same time, because if you slide and use your Antaeus ward shield, you don't have the Void Overshield anymore, because you have to choose and pick which one you want to be able to utilize at what times. So I'm happy for that to change soon. But in general, a map like this just seems really boring with the zones. But in general, I've generally just enjoyed Burnout most times it's been, in the game, but this week just feels awful. And a lot of people have really been disliking it the other times it's been around. Ever since they changed the spawns, it just feels really weird. Last time they changed it, it was peak Arc Titan, and now it's peak Void Titan. I don't know what to say, man. Barricades are ruining the game for me, and I think a lot of people can agree on that. I'm not going to say I'm the best player, because I know there's some guy who has been playing it ever since it came out, only been playing this. He's going to be like, you suck. I looked at your trials, KD, and you suck. It's like, who gives a shit, man? People want to play the game to enjoy the game. And this is to all the people who say this shit. I'm not playing the game for a fucking number to go up. If I wasn't streaming or making videos, I probably wouldn't even care about playing trials right now. But since I do play it. And I have my fun with it, and I have my moments with it, but 99% of the gameplay is just fucking Void Titans. And I could compare my stats compared to solo queue and 3 stacking, because I've played a lot of 3 stacking this weekend, and especially when I'm playing on Asia servers, there's a lot of suspicious activity. People who are 0.7s who are playing like a 5 for the week. We kept matching people like that. I'm not gonna say they're cheating, but there's a lot of suspicious activity, at least in the 3 stacking scene. And solo queue in general is very RNG based. It's very easy in my opinion. All you have to pray for is that you get the Void Titans and enemy don't. Of course, you have the occasion where you get 2 stacks, and I think this is where another problem comes in at trials. 2 stacking shouldn't be a thing in trials, mainly because whoever gets the better 2 stack wins. I had a game, solo queuing. I matched 2 stacks, right? Everyone was peak meta. And you want to know what the Blueberry did? The Blueberry and enemy team, he left before the game even started because he didn't want to partake in any of this. And you know what? I can't even judge him. The game was so unbelievably boring. No one pushed anything. Everyone was sitting behind their barricades, and it was the most stale game ever. And of course, since they didn't want to drop their KDs, the other 2 stack left. Since, they were a 3 for the week or whatever and didn't want to go down by 0.001. Of course, I can also say this is what happens when a game, lasts for this long and there's small adjustments made over time that changes the meta constantly. People will be able to optimize as much as possible, and in my opinion, this is also why I think there should have been a Destiny 3 by now. Because there's no new experience, it's just the same over and over. It might just be me getting tired of Destiny, but this meta has to stop, man. I just don't want to play it anymore. Ever since Arc Titan came to Arise as well, there's been a bunch of just nobodies coming up and, acting like they're the biggest player ever. Because the only thing they've been able to use this last year has been Immortal and Cloudstrike. I don't know, you take it with a grain of salt. Maybe I'm just falling off rapidly, because that's what my stats are telling me. So I'm just gonna play a little bit less and upload videos and work more on videos instead. Of course, I will still be streaming mostly every single day, but I just find this so fucking boring, man. Or it might just be me getting burnt out for, literally only working on stuff literally every single day, streaming every single day. It might be that as well. You never know. It doesn't mean anything's gonna change. It just means I'm getting really fucking fed up with the shit. But if you want easy flawlesses, just solo queue, man, and then literally just play the RNG card, and you're gonna get it in the end of the day. See, solo queue is more of like, okay, if I'm a half decent player myself, going flawless should not be, bad. Just pray on RNG that you get a person who are able to shoot their gun and don't die within 5 seconds. And then on the other hand, if you're a under average player, you gotta sit there and pray that you get someone who is half decent, who can literally carry you every single game. Of course, this is what I expected with solo queue, so I'm not gonna really care too much. The only part I really care about is, like I said, the 2-stacking problem. Whoever gets a better 2-stack wins. It's how it's been, and it's how it's always gonna be. It's just really fucking boring, man. Anyway, if I sound a little bit annoyed, I have a bad headache, so I'm just gonna, let me know what you guys think about the current meta. I'm curious, and if people are gonna be like, "Oh, you suck," I don't want to hear your opinion. Just don't comment. And I actually kind of curious on where people want the game to go from here, because with the Young Kara changes, the SMG nerf, the Antaea's ward nerf, and, increased airborne effectiveness to snipers and shotgun, the reduced body shot damage, I'm curious, because I feel like at the moment, snipers and bows are the most strongest weapons, unless you're playing against Void Titans or Titans in general, because they're the only class in the game who can just place a wall wherever they feel. And with it being zones in every single Trials game mode, every single Trials weekend now, it's just like whoever has the faster super wins because they can just well or bubble the zone. The only way to really counter that in the end of the day is either with the Horde unconditional finality. I've seen people put on Cerberus +1s as well to counter with bubble. But I feel like there's just... Oh yeah, one more thing. Someone sent me an article or a post or something. Let me find it. Influx of new returning players that are absolutely dominating in PvP. So there seemed to be a trend of newer to new accounts just coming out of nowhere, being insanely good at the game. They're all like 2 KDs. So if you're one of them, you're nothing special. You're just one of the influx of people making new accounts for either cheating or for either just wanting to have that big fragile ego, shit talking. Because that's what literally all of them do. Whenever they match someone who is actually competent enough to beat them, all they would seem to do in response is shit talk. I'm not supposed to be able to lose. I made this new light account and I've been, I've gathered this massive ego because on my trials report it says I'm a 3 KD. It's like, bro, no one cares, man. Your fucking KD is not your dick size. Or it's like, oh, what about this one? Hey, maybe if your trials KD is high enough, your E-kitten might finally like you. I don't fucking know. No, I've been making a bunch of jokes about that. If I sound annoyed, it's because I am. I have a massive fucking headache, and this coffee is helping it a lot. But yeah. That was kind of all I wanted to talk about. I might make an in-depth meta video soon if you guys are curious about that. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. The shotgun video is still under production, so sorry for making this filler episode of Nico.
Ay, ayun. Terus ang hati.
Yes!